Imagine arriving at an airport, ready to board a flight, ready to continue your journey. And then, something goes wrong. Not a delay, not a canceled flight. Something much worse. Suddenly, you can't leave. You can't enter the country. You can't board a plane. You're trapped. Hours pass, then days, then weeks. And before anyone realizes what's happening, your entire life begins unfolding inside an airport terminal. This sounds like a movie. In fact, whatever touched the story, there was a real man, and for 18 years, he called an airport his home. His name was Mehran Karimi Nasseri, and long before he became famous, he was simply trying to build a new life. Born in Iran, Nasseri spent years moving between countries. His situation was complicated. Governments disagreed about his legal status. Paperwork followed him everywhere. And eventually, his journey brought him to Europe. Like many people searching for stability, he believed his future was waiting somewhere else. He just needed to reach it. But sometimes, a single missing document can change everything. In 1988, Nasseri arrived at Charles de Gaulle Airport in Paris. His goal was simple: travel onward, continue his journey, move forward. Instead, everything stopped. According to his account, his documents disappeared. Some reports claimed they were stolen. Others suggested they were lost. Regardless of how it happened, the result was the same. Without those papers, he couldn't prove who he was. Without proof, authorities wouldn't let him continue. And suddenly, a routine airport stop became something much bigger. At first, everyone expected the problem to be solved quickly. A few phone calls, a few forms, a few days. That was the assumption. But days became weeks, weeks became months, and months became years. The problem was absurd. France wouldn't fully accept him. Other countries wouldn't take responsibility for him. Airlines wouldn't board him. Nobody seemed able to solve the situation. And so, he remained exactly where he was, inside the airport, watching thousands of passengers come and go while he stayed behind. Most people spend a few hours inside an airport. Nasseri spent years. The terminal slowly transformed into something else: a bedroom, a living room, a routine. He slept on benches, carried his belongings everywhere, read newspapers, watched travelers rush toward destinations. Every day looked almost identical. Morning, passengers, announcements, evening, then repeat, again and again and again. Airport employees began recognizing him. Some felt sorry for him. Others simply became accustomed to seeing him there. Over time, he stopped feeling like a visitor. He became part of the airport itself.
In these 6 years, normally I have been alone. I have been most time doing something for myself only, and this is loneliness and not too happy. But I hope the result will be a happy end.
As the years passed, people started talking. Journalists became interested. News outlets arrived. Photographers took pictures. The idea sounded impossible. A man living inside an airport for years? Many couldn't believe it, but the story was real. Soon, people around the world knew his name. Interviews followed, articles appeared. His strange life became international news. What had started as a bureaucratic nightmare had become a global curiosity. Then something unexpected happened. Lawyers stepped in. Officials became involved. Eventually, replacement documents were arranged. For years, the missing paperwork had been the problem. Now, the solution finally existed. After everything he had endured, he could leave. The nightmare was over. At least, that's what everyone expected. But the situation had changed. Years had passed. The airport had become familiar, predictable, safe. And according to many accounts, Nasseri was reluctant to leave. The place that trapped him had also become his home. The story was so unusual, Hollywood took notice. Eventually, it inspired a movie, a film called The Terminal, starring Tom Hanks. Millions of people watched a fictional version of the story, but behind the movie, there was a real person, a real airport, and years of real uncertainty. Reality was messier than the film, stranger than the film, and in many ways, much sadder than the film. After spending years inside Charles de Gaulle Airport, Nasseri eventually left. Not because everything had suddenly become perfect, but because life continued moving forward. The chapter was finally ending. The benches, the newspapers, the endless announcements, the routine he had known for years, all of it came to an end. For most people, leaving an airport is ordinary. For Nasseri, it marked the end of nearly 2 decades of waiting. Thousands of people passed through that airport every day. Most of them forgot the terminal the moment they left. But one man never had that luxury. For 18 years, the airport wasn't a stop along the way, it was the destination. A story created by paperwork, complications, and a system that couldn't find a solution. It remains one of the strangest true stories ever recorded, not because it happened in an airport, but because it happened at all.